Look at the state of this. Hope you guys appreciate what I'm doing here. Alright guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andy Plays Golf out at a very, very snowy, misty Torrance House Golf Club. This is just the wee practice facility they use, so I'm not actually on the course. Well, I am, but not playing the course, if that makes any sense. I've cleared the wee area of snow here because I wanted to actually come out and do this first episode of the Swing series in Target 10. Swing series to me is going to be a series of 5 videos going through the 5 stages of a swing, for me anyway. The first episode is going to be about the takeaway, what we're doing today. The second episode is going to be about the backswing, basically up to your parallel. Third episode is going to be the transition, where you basically drop the club down and try and get it in a good position before your downswing. Fourth episode is going to be the downswing down to the ball, and then episode 5 finally will be the impact and basically after impact. These 5 episodes, I'm going to be working on them every week, and I'm going to try and bring forward a couple of wee tips and a couple of wee ideas that potentially could be useful for you guys. Jumping straight in, takeaway. What is the takeaway? Well, the takeaway is up to the first parallel. When I talk about the first parallel, as you might hear different professional golfers or even just normal golfers talk about the different parallels in your backswing. Parallel 1 is your takeaway up to there. It's parallel with the ground. Parallel 2 is at the top of your swing. Your club is potentially parallel with the ground. Parallel 3 is when it's coming back down again. Parallel 4 is when after your impact. Parallel 5 is when you hold your shot. So 5 parallels to work on. The one we're doing today is the first parallel up to there. Why is it so important? For me, I noticed a lot of my swings were coming over the top. I noticed a lot of my swings were coming round my body, and I just noticed really, really poor contact. Working with this, not just last week, but for the past couple of months, since I've been going to Gary, he's been seriously drilling in a single swing plane. And a swing plane is not where your club head goes. A swing plane is where your hands go. Your club can be out there, can be around there, whatever it is, but your hands have to be on the one swing plane. If you're an over the top swinger, you bring it up here and round, so your hands are going up here and they're coming down that way. That's not on plane for a swing plane. So it's all about the hands, not the club head. Yes, the club head is important, but it's not the important part to determine whether or not you're on plane or not. It's all the hands. First thing I'm going to look at is, we've sorted out the grip, we've sorted out the posture, we're in a decent position. We now need to start looking at swinging the club. There's my grip done. I'm in that ready position. 56 degree. Previously, before this week, before doing any work on it, I was bringing my club round here. I was thinking that I had to bring my club round, and I felt that I had to keep it low to the ground and try and scoop the ball up. No. If anything, you've got to get steeper on your shots. If you're somebody that hits the hosel and shanks the ball quite a lot, this is going to be your reason why. 9 times out of 10, you're bringing the club round, you're not bringing it up. When you do your takeaway, if you bring your arm up here and your arm is faced away from the target, whether that's right or whether that's left, that's wrong. Your arm has got to be running parallel to your target line on takeaway. There. So that means that my feet and my arm are running the same way. Forget the shaft and forget the club head. Now we're only talking about arms. So if I take it away around here, I'm far too much around my body. If I take it away there, I'm aiming left to target, and it's a poor takeaway. We need to find somewhere in the middle. On a higher lofted club, a steeper takeaway is better than a shallower takeaway. Being shallow on your downswing is good, but it's not good on your backswing. You've actually got to be potentially steeper from what I've found. That may be wrong to some pros out there, but for me, that's what I've found. Okay, so I was just doing the editing there, and there was one thing I forgot to mention that I'm just quickly going to go over the now in my sophisticated studio that I've got. So if you can round your body too much and you've got too shallow a backswing, that's going to cause some serious problems in your short game. So anything less than 100 yards where you're maybe not swinging a full club, you're probably going to notice you get your shanks, you get your open club face, the ball shoots off to the right, or you just get some pretty crap contact. One of those reasons can be caused by too shallow backswing. To test whether or not you have too shallow a backswing is get up against a wall. You don't need a club here, but it's advised, if not and you're worried of breaking anything, just turn it upside down. When you take your normal swing, only come up halfway. If you hit the wall on your backswing, or up here, or up here, you're coming round your body. Look at where my arm is. You're coming round too much and you need to start steepening your backswing. Where you want to hit the wall is somewhere up here. If you hit the wall up here, that's you getting ready to start your shallow process. So you should be able to make a swing that comes up and is not touching the wall, but my bum's against the wall. Not hitting the radiator or the wall or even up here. You don't want that. You want that. We'll cover more on the chipping side of things and how to create good contact with your chipping later on down the line when we start looking at short game. That's something I've really done a bit of work on. But we'll jump back to the video now. I just wanted to mention that wee tip just while I was doing the editing. As I said, the first tip is make sure that your arm is in a good position. You're going to see a lot of videos and hear a lot of guys talk about the face angle. It's got to match your spine on the takeaway. All that means is when you're taking away, that club head or that face has got to be in the same line as your spine. I'll see if I can draw it on the screen now. That's a good way to look at it. The other way, as you're going to see pros talk about, that's a bad way to do it. That's too close. You've got to see guys turn the face open. Honestly, for me, I've hit shots where the hands have turned round. I've hit shots where it's really, really closed. As long as, for me, my club head and my shaft is staying further away than my body than round here, I know it's going to be a relatively okay shot. If anything, I'm going to start hitting them left more. So something like this. That for me is okay. I'm happy with how that looks, and I know that I'm going to then be able to shallow the club and bring it down. That's for the backswing and transition part. So this is getting yourself into a good position to bring the club up to the top to allow the head to shallow. If you bring it round shallow, there's nowhere to go other than turn it over and come over the top. So if you've turned it over on your backswing, the only thing you can do is bring it up and turn it round. Think about Matthew Wolff. Up here, he shallows and he's down. Perfect. So that visualisation of Matthew Wolff has massively helped me. If anything, I've actually been at the range, and I mean, I've done shots like this, because it's given me that feeling of being scooped and bringing it round. I don't know if you guys could see or hear that, but I brushed that ground pretty perfectly, and it was an inside to out swing path. I'm going to hit a couple of shots. I do have a target down there. I'll see if I can put a picture of it on the screen now. I did do some circles around they've got a wee kind of makeshift flag. It's about 100 yards away, so a 56 is probably ideal for me. Okay, so let's do a couple of shots where we're pulling it too far around the body, where you cause the shank and you cause that over the top swing. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to work on a lot of things, my grip, my posture. I'm going to make sure everything's okay, fairly square to target. And this one, we're going to come round the body too much. I've got an R camera set up over here. Hiya. I don't know how it looked on camera, but one thing I will say is that was a horrible swing. Look at that, a wee bit of geniusness. Another wee thing to look at is your divot. My divot there is actually running, that's my target line, my divot's running across the target line. You're wanting your divot to ideally be straight or an inside out divot, and you can clearly see that it starts and finishes quite flat. We'll talk about that in a later video. There's my target line there, my swing is over there, my ball ended up over there. It must have been a seriously open face with an over the top swing. The usual for a slicer shot. Now let's work on a steeper motion. Imagine we've got a bag sitting out 45-degree angle from your body. You've got to knock it over, right? You've got to push it away at the point. That's going to force your arm to get even more extreme. Rather than being out here, you're going to be around here. That's what the visual is. You're not going to do that. If anything, you're going to be somewhere in between, which hopefully is going to be nice and straight. One thing you're going to hear a lot of is keep that arm in or keep that arm out, make sure it's tucked in, make sure it's here. Don't worry about it, forget about it. If you've got a good takeaway, your arm's going to be in a good position, as long as you know how to play golf. So I'm bringing it out the way, or I'm bringing it straight, but I am not bringing it round this way. The ideal is to have it running in line with your target line, which is the same as your feet, running straight to the pin. Let's focus on that. So same grip, same posture, same target line, just a different swing. Feel pretty good. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about is a tip I seen in somebody else's channel. Can't remember who it was. If I've not got it right, I'll put it in the description if I can try and find it. So putting a T in the glove, which I'll show you in just a wee second how I've done it, tells you that on your takeaway, if you're too far round or if you're too steep. Ideally, you want the tee to be pointing down at the ball, but still on target line. If you're too far round, the tee's going to be pointing up, or it's going to be pointing away from your target line. If you're too steep, it's going to be pointing down at your feet or down at the ground. So this is all I've done. I've just got a tee and I've put it in just that wee gap. Make sure it's pointing out pretty straight. You can see there, it's pointing out pretty straight. You don't want it off at an angle or anything like that. You just want it sitting relatively neutral. So just for clarification, if I'm taking it away too far around my body, it's going to do that. If I take it away too steep, it does that. If I'm taking it away fairly neutral, what you want to be, it's doing that. It's pointing at the target line closer to the ball. So I've now got the big stick out. This can be even more exaggerated on a driver. A lot of guys find that they slice their driver, but maybe not their irons. The reason for that is as golfers, we understand that you've got to swing the club around the body. When that happens, the balance goes off because it's a lot longer. So we tend to be steeper anyway on our drivers. So like there, I've got my club face in a fairly neutral position, my arm's running alongside target, and I'm happy with how things look. I'm not round the body, the arm's not pointing away to the right of target, I'm not too steep, we've got a closed club face, we can't even see it to be honest. The tee's pointing away for the ball and the arm's pointing left of target. Everything is running fairly natural. So I'm now going to show you what it's like face on in camera. If you're swinging away and you've got your club head in a fairly neutral spine angled position like that, that's good. That's too closed and that's too open. If you've got a good grip, a good posture like we've done previously, and you pull it away, making sure that's okay, it's going to be good. We're not doing that. How many times do you see that? We've got more of a steep swing and not. It's even horrible doing that. Okay, so we'll leave it there. I'm going to go and find my balls if I can. Next week, as I said, we're going to be looking at backswing. So we're going to be looking at the continuation from your takeaway up, and that is going to then be up to your second parallel. Have a wee read, have a look into the parallels in your swing and where they want to be. Make sure that you and your swing is matching up your parallels. That's one thing to look at. A lot of guys don't talk about it. Hopefully it's been useful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. Maybe. It's absolutely freezing, I'm not going to lie, it is freezing. You probably won't be able to see much, but it is really quite misty. We'll leave it there, on to next week, look at backswing, carry on with the swing series. Got some good videos coming out this week, if I can get out in the course. But other than that, I'm going to hit a drive, and we'll leave it there. That's right off the middle of the club face. Right guys, take it easy, behave yourselves, see you next week. Right, where'd these balls go? I think there's a pure crap shot over here. Yes, found one. Hard result. If you guys can see and hear me, don't come out in the snow playing golf. Genuinely not worth it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever done. And I've done some pretty stupid things. I'm freezing, I'm cold. I hurt my back when I slipped in one of the shots that I'm not going to show you. Too old for this, man. Anyway, we're done. See you in the next one, whenever that is. If this snow clears, hopefully soon. If it doesn't, no coming back out. No doing that, stupid. See you later.